Hello and welcome to another video. So we've got the NGE top 4. We have ExG, Omega Nep deck. So pretty good Nep deck, honestly. You've got your normal Watchman, Nep and Mordecai, along with the Death Breath Ledger combos and Yerd for a little bit extra, along with Voices of Resentment, which acts as a nice clear and potential damage, along with Ghostly Grasp, which I didn't find that effective over Pact and Zombie Party and Undying Resentment, but it probably worked for what the tournament was. So hopefully I'll be able to show you some good games here and you enjoy that. So we'll get right into the games. Okay, we've got game 1 here versus Sword. It's a reasonably quick game. It doesn't drag out too much. Once we kind of clear stuff, they're pretty screwed. So we get an okay opening hand. It's not the worst, not the best. But it's pretty reasonable, I guess. We wish I had an early drop. That would have made things a lot better. The Undying Resentment works fairly well as a turn 2 clear just to remove whatever, which I do use on this Maid Leader, which may or may not have been the right decision, but it's one I took anyway just to get rid of the board presence. Plus we needed to buy enough time to make it into turn 4, unfortunately. Which we do by getting Grimnir anyway, which is pretty good. So we get the Hell's Unleasher on the board, getting that little bit of damage in, quite nice. Being able to clear off that thing and have potential 4/4 body. We also then go for the Yerd combo, which allows us to pull off some alright play. I would have preferred if I could have used the Hell's Unleasher for another trade first, but getting that potential body was a lot more important to me, especially with our hand at the moment, not having too much else to deal with stuff. I much prefer this way of dealing with things. Unfortunately they do go for the Luminous Mage, which gives them a fairly good board. Luckily we also have some stuff to deal with stuff like that. Having some alright potential. So this play is really quite strong. We do get the 3 damage, we get to keep the Hell's Unleasher, and we get to deal the to kill off the Luminous, meaning they literally have no board and only dealt 2 damage, while leaving me with the better tempo here. Fortunately they do get General off. Luckily they don't really have anything to go with it. This is an odd deck, you don't really see this much on ladder. But it's definitely interesting, it does show a little bit more, which is cool. So they do proc it, just so they can trade, which may not have been the right choice. Especially when I have got a Death Breath and other cards in hand that easily deal with this.
I'll show you.
So we got, and that's an easy concede once we cleared them off. So we're going to game 2 here, where we have Rune as our opponent.
I guess you're looking for a fight.
We get another Yerd, Undying, and Underworld. Not too bad, but I would much prefer some early drops, which we try and go for. Unfortunately, we don't tend to get any of those really early plays, such as Grimnir for turn 3 and things like that, which fortunately isn't the biggest risk, especially when we're going up against things like Rune, but I would have much preferred to have had those early drops available to me. The fortunate play here is that we do manage to get the Death Ledger, which is a really nice turn 4, and we draw into the Gourmet Emperor on 3, filling out that little bit of curve that we needed really nicely. So Gourmet Emperor is a great little card. It's not triggered by a Ledger, which is awesome. You get the carrot, which is basically infinite shadow gain if you can pull it off right. The only risk is going up against Haven, but even then with this deck you've got enough health total on most of your stuff to survive most of their banishments.
You're done for.
The only risky cards are things like this, where you get Time 1 Mage, which can easily clear a board off, which kind of sucks. See, very easy for them to clear boards, which isn't great. So I decided to take the zombie party here and go with a carrot, because we are going to get another ledger play here, which is good. Getting another 4/4. We've already got a Mordecai in hand too, so we know we can play that on 8 pretty solidly, especially against Rune. The only risk is that they can D-shift us, so we're kind of hoping that that doesn't happen. It's the only way you can really play a control-y style, more of a control-y style deck. This is still a mid-range deck. Being Nep, I'm pretty sure, or is Nep? No, I don't think Nep is classed as mid-range. I think it is classed as more of a control style deck. Definitely, but keeps things interesting. We do end up going with the Death Breath, pulling off a nice board. A lot harder to remove, which is good.
It won't be long now.
Allowing us to go for a lot of potential damage.
Just like back in the old days.
So we just get to kind of, you know, play off this hand. They don't have too much, which is good. You know, they do return the carrot, which sucks. It's kind of wasted the evolve section, unfortunately. But we do have our zombie party, which gets us another heap of zombies just to play out here.
No.
Continually filling the board is something that Nep and that do quite well. So there's nothing too bad about that, which is nice. So they do go for the return on that zombie there. Definitely interesting. So we do play the Mordecai. Pretty good thing to play on an empty board. Not much else to really play. Maybe going with the ward would have been better here. But we're already on 20 health, so the healing factor wouldn't have made any difference at all, unfortunately. So I'm pretty sure it's here I make quite a large mistake that really could have cost me the game. I actually have potential to go for an early lethal if I had have just used double Undying Resentment on that follower, instead of doing what I'm doing here. Then I could have just rammed the 5/5 and the 2/2 plus the evolve on the 2/2 or the 5/5 would have easily gave me lethal. Unfortunately, I missed that until after I'd already made that play, unfortunately. Meaning I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do. And then they go for Harnessed Flame with a D-shift. So I expected to see Flame and Glass. Unfortunately, I don't see that.
You're mean.
It would have been really cool to have seen that.
Here comes some real magic.
But they basically, yeah, double up their D-shifts. Which is kind of unfortunate. You know, they're on 1 health. That's all I need to deal with them. The good part here is they played the Ice Form first, meaning I get to absorb it, and then conceded. And now we're going to the final game of this video, which is against Haven.
Mother, father, come on. Is fighting in
So, we get an average opening hand. I quite like the Gourmet Emperor, about the only card I really do like. I do drop the Ghostly Grasp just because I don't really prefer it in this kind of situation, especially against Haven. Against Sword and other decks like that, that would perform a lot better. But in this sort of situation, it really doesn't. So we get plenty of clears, which is okay. Not that I needed that many clears. Like, we get all our zombie parties in our opener. Definitely okay, but against Haven, probably not. Fortunately, we see an amulet drop, so we do see some interesting decks. So with this amulet drop, we see another amulet drop. So they're just continually dropping amulets, which is great for me. Any early damage I can get can really help in the long run. Fortunately, the carrot is an awesome play as well, so unless they had have been able to priest here, I was in a pretty good spot. And with them not being able to priest, I can evolve the carrot, meaning it can't be hit by priest, at least not easily. All their amulets just ping, which is nice, and then they play Elena. So the whole board is packed now. Until at least next turn. So I decide, yeah, may as well ping that 8 damage, put them to 4. leave them with hardly anything left. I probably should have played the Resentment and just dealt, you know, the extra 2 damage, but I didn't want to risk that in case I needed it to clear off some of the stuff that's going to be summoned. Because this Holy Winged Dragon, for example, is pretty dangerous. Especially once they play Dark Offering and they heal up a little bit, making it even harder for me. So now they've planned out their whole board to summon all next turn. So I decided, yeah, let's just ward up a little bit. This will kill off a couple things at least. Even if I don't get the potential heal, I'm at least going to be able to get 1 kill off this, which is nice on the highest damage. Unfortunately, they go for the banishment, which isn't so bad, I guess. It does make things a little more difficult for me. But with the amount of clears, Undying Resentment, and things like that that I have plenty of options to deal with this board. But I decided just to go with Voice of Resentment because getting double clear guaranteed I thought was a little more value. Plus I'm still at full health, so the odds of them having enough healing to boost these 2 followers is quite low in my opinion. Unfortunately we just see a few more amulets, another Dark Offering. I don't like the Dark Offering much, the healing kind of is annoying, it's harder to deal with, which is unfortunate. But with that option we can easily drop Nep. We're pretty much guaranteed to draw into the Underworld Watchman here. There's not many things that it could really pull otherwise with everything that's already pulled, so my odds are in my favour. And with that getting Mordecai, which is going to be a lot harder to banish here. Unfortunately I don't have anything that can deal damage and win this turn, so I've kind of got to play this off and just summon things, filling my board as much as I can to lead to potential lethal. We do see Healing Prayer, which procs both of their amulets, which is okay. I mean, that means one of the lions could get to disappear. And they go for double healing. Trying to just, you know, deal as much as they can to me. The good thing here is I've actually got plenty of different things to deal with this board without worry at all, really. Getting Pluto. And dealing massive amounts of damage. Really probably the easiest way to do this. There was a few risks, obviously having to make sure that I didn't die to those amulets early and making sure to kill things in the right order. But other than that, I just deal with it. So that about wraps up this video. If you want to check out this deck, there will be a list in the description along with the list right here that you can just look at right now. It's pretty great. I found it pretty solid. I think I dropped 1 game out of 4, which isn't too bad. It's probably, like I said, most of these NGE decks being geared toward tournaments. I'm not sure how they'll perform on ladder overall. It's just kind of a hit or miss sort of thing on whether you'll do well or not and whether you can play the deck properly. So other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you.